Rome Total War versus Medieval 2 Total War. Why I prefer the former, in some ways. Several weeks ago, I wrote a review of the old classic total conversion mod for Rome Total War, Chivalry Total War. This mod transforms Rome Total War into a game about the Middle Ages and is a sort of Medieval Total War 1.5, taking a lot of inspiration from the original Medieval. I entitled that review Better Than Medieval 2? Since I wanted to seriously ask that question. Since then, I've gotten a lot of questions regarding my feelings on this matter, so I thought I would make a video about my preference for Rome Total War over Medieval 2. Of course, this is just my opinion, and I am in no way saying that I'm objectively right. This is just a fun, casual discussion video. I definitely prefer the feel of Rome Total War battles when compared to Medieval 2. Even in vanilla Medieval 2, it feels like troops are moving in a swimming pool when you look at their animations, and I just find the battles to be a bit less enjoyable in general because of this. Additionally, cavalry charges are more difficult to pull off and lose their entire effectiveness if you are just a little bit off in your commands. I also don't like how sticky cavalry is. I understand the historical implications of this stickiness, but Rome Total War had the charge without orders mechanic built into it anyway, and that mechanic was already annoying as hell, and realistic. I don't think the added stickiness improves the gameplay in any way, it just doesn't feel good. In the Medieval 2 cavalry models, the horse is attached to the rider. This means that when a cavalryman dies, the horse and the cavalryman remain stuck to each other on the ground. When Medieval 2 first released, this was probably my biggest gripe with the game. It was just an immersion breaker for me as a kid back then. Rome 1 doesn't have this issue. Cavalrymen can fall next to their horse, but they don't remain comically stuck to them. They can also be catapulted off their horse when the situation calls for it, like Emperor Honorius in my Ruina Rome Let's Play in one of my worst generalship moments. I prefer the population mechanics in Rome 1. While Medieval 2 does have population, Rome gives you more options to play with concerning population management. Recruiting units affects your population, as well as disbanding units, depending on where you disband them, which I think, while it is a rather simplistic way of representing the effect recruitment would have on the population of a region, it is still better than Medieval 2, where recruitment doesn't affect population at all. Divide et Impera for Rome 2 has a very good population mechanic, where you have recruitment of different units coming from various pools of different groups of people in each province. So, noble cavalry would draw from the population of nobles, for example, while peasant spearmen would draw from the peasantry. Rome 1's solution is not the most elegant, but I find it preferable to not having recruitment affect population at all. And of course, in Rome Total War, when you take a settlement, when you take a province, you have the option to enslave the populace, that is, resettle them within your interior cities, which is not available in Medieval 2, which is unfortunate. Even though, of course, it happened less in the medieval period, but in any case, it is an option in Rome and not an option in Medieval 2. And Chivalry Total War for Rome Total War, of course, benefits from all of Rome's population mechanics here. I'm not a huge fan of Medieval 2's division of settlements between castles and cities. Most of these divisions between which settlements, which provinces get castles, and which get cities are pretty arbitrary, and don't really reflect reality. I would have preferred it if they found a different method for implementing medieval castles in a significant way. While this mechanic does in some ways enhance the strategic nature of the campaign, since you can't really recruit your best troops from cities, but you can't economically exploit castle provinces very well, I feel that it still hurts the realism of the game, and thus affects immersion for me, personally. The graphics. I like Medieval 2's units and buildings and battle environments quite a bit. I think they hold up very well today as well, definitely more so than those in Rome. However, I do not like the 2D art in Medieval 2. I find the character portraits to be almost as bad as those in Empire. The stylized portraits in the original Rome are very good and iconic, really, so I don't quite know what went wrong in this department. I like the 2D art from the original Medieval Total War much more, especially in regards to character portraits, and building icons as well. Chivalry Total War, while it does have a lot of original 2D art made for the mod, it also benefits a lot from using the original Medieval's character portraits, I think. In terms of the environments, of course, Rome Total War and Medieval 2 Total War have beautiful environment mods that I think are quite on par with each other. There are some Rome mods that look exceptional, especially the Diadochi submod for Roma Surrectum 2 is, I think, one of the best looking mods for Rome Total War, and it is comparable to anything I've seen in Medieval 2 in terms of environment graphics. Taking all of this into account, I still really like Medieval 2. It's a fantastic game, one of the best Total War games ever released, and it certainly has even more mods than the original Rome Total War. However, I do feel like all of the things I mentioned above were done better in Rome Total War, and those are the reasons why I, in general, prefer Rome to Medieval 2, with some of those issues even applying to mods. Of course, some Medieval 2 mods rectify some of these issues, the ones that are possible to rectify. The mods Chivalry 2 and Vanilla Beyond especially, for example, seem to improve the effectiveness of cavalry charges and make them satisfying again. But in any case, all of these reasons noted above are in fact why I think the original Chivalry Total War for Rome Total War still deserves your attention in 2020, even 14 years after the release of Medieval 2 and several excellent mods based on the medieval period for Medieval 2. Chivalry 1 really has its own identity and feel, and I still find it to be one of the most immersive medieval-era Total War experiences you can find today. Thanks for watching! I hope I didn't upset anybody with this video. I'm just giving my own opinion and trying to explain why I decided to title my Chivalry Total War mod review Better Than Medieval 2. Feel free to let me have it in the comment section below. See you in the next one.